What the hell did I just watch? What did I just watch? Welcome in. Brand new Sarah Fraser Show podcast. I'm Sarah. Of course, we do a daily pop culture podcast. You cannot miss it. We've covered Sister Wives because Sister Wives is back for a total of 9 more episodes. It'll be wrapping up in June. We're already 2 down, so we only have 7 more episodes to go, and then that will be the end of Sister Wives season 19 as we know it. Now, I happened last night to pop into a live that Meri was doing with another TikToker. And I'm going to tell you what she revealed about the future of Sister Wives, if they're filming or not, her Airbnb, remember her Airbnb, her bed and breakfast, her mother's famous Lizzie's Heritage Inn. We now know what it's going to be. Oh, and an update on her relationship with Kody and Robyn. Spoiler alert, it's terrible. It's terrible. But I opened up this podcast going, what did I just watch? Last night was the premiere of PolyFamily on TLC. If you're like, what in the heck is a PolyFamily? It's a closed quad. Okay, I know I'm still speaking alien to you. Okay. This is the wildest show that TLC has launched, except when they did MILF Manor, which was moms who went to a resort in Mexico and then come to find out all their sons were brought along and the MILFs had to try and date the sons. It lasted 2 seasons. It was creepy as hell. It might be coming back for a 3rd one, but it was very bizarre. So PolyFamily is a closed quad, which is 2 couples in a foursome. Okay, so it's 2 married couples live under the same roof, 2 wives, 2 husbands, and they do everything together. They're raising a family together. They bone together. Well, there's some clarification, okay? But they are making this life work, right? And believe me, they are not swingers. They clarify that in last night's episode. They want you to know they are not swingers. Let me get to my notes, okay? Because swingers are just in it, they claim, for the sex. This is their words, not mine. And when you're in a closed poly quad, you're about raising family and you have values. Okie doke, okie doke. I love this show. My mouth was open you guys, when I tell you this show went from one of the husbands shaving one of the pregnant chick's legs. The women have both had children. They don't know. 2 of the kids they have 5 kids total. 2 of them, they don't even know who the daddy is. They trade bedrooms every night. The women have their own bedrooms. The men take their toothbrushes and their pillows and trade bedrooms night to night. They have legit rules. Okay. So if it is your night to be with Sean, you can't slip in the room and be doing Tyler. Okay. Because they've done that and they all get very jealous and they hate each other. You guys, I don't even know where to begin with this show. First of all, if you are going to watch this show, do not drink. This show, I was sober. The amount of times I had to rewind and rewatch this shit, it was crazy. Now, I also want to tell you too, I do have an update. Speaking of crazy. Okay, my fertility journey is one of no other. But anyhow, so stick around for the end of this podcast. I do have some exciting news for my next steps of my egg donor journey and some info post miscarriage if you want it. And if you're thinking to yourself, what a juxtapose here. Okay. We're talking about a wild polyquad family with one of the dudes shaving the pregnant chick's legs. And now we're talking about your miscarriage and your egg donor. I know, I'm just auditioning for my TLC show. So this show there's some things you should know about PolyFamily. All right. First season, it's on Tuesday nights, TLC, 10 p.m. Eastern time. What's significant about this show? Well, one of the rumors is that this show is a trial run to potentially replace Sister Wives. Okay. I will also, at the end of this episode, after I do my review of PolyFamily, will tell you exactly what Meri revealed on TikTok just last night. Okay. So there's a lot of, I would say, hype around this show because I think TLC is looking for the next generation of the Sister Wives crew. And it certainly appears the Sister Wives kids do not want to stay on television. When I see Meri do TikToks, I love my Meri. She's been on this show. Meri does not seem into being on reality TV anymore. And I can't blame her. You know, when you think about Sister Wives, they have been on TV for 15 years, since 2010. And yes, it's real, But we also know that scenes are set up, situations are fabricated. Some things, I mean, Meri admitted this on her TikTok live last night. Some things are manipulated to seem a certain way when they're not. Meri seems over it. So I do think there's a lot of hype on PolyFamily, and at least episode 1 lived up to it. But we know how this goes. It's how I felt with the Baldwins. First 4 episodes, I couldn't get enough. I liked Ilaria. I loved Alec. It was such a different side of them. It was so good. By the end, I'm like, I'm over it. They're peeling cheese off of their Range Rover. I just don't care. I just don't care. So I think if this PolyFamily, if this quad has so much drama, if they are fascinating, if they stick to their rules and the craziness that they have, I think we might have a hit show on our hands. So let's get into it. Last night's In Quad We Trust was the name of last night's episode. They live in a tiny town in Oregon. I've already gotten messages, and you can keep them coming, by the way. I think you all know this. My social media handles are The Sarah Fraser Show. Slide into my DMs. I have people that live next to them in their little Oregon town. People say this little Oregon town is conservative. They're going to be very curious to see how locals react now that they're on a nationwide TV show. And people have said mixed things. First of all, people have said that this PolyFamily, they have a lot of fans already on their social media. You can go and follow them. So this is like no shock to anybody. And then other people have said they're a bit bizarre in real life. So we will see. They live in Oregon and were first introduced last night to Alicia and Tyler. So Alicia and Tyler got married very young at 18 and 20 years old. Alicia's the blondie. Tyler's the guy with the beard. And you're going to find out throughout the show that the reason that they even got into this polyquad is Tyler is a bit of a pushover. Okay, honey, any chance that you would be in a polyquad? Can we be in a closed quad? Could we bring in another couple? And how do you think I would do?
No, and terrible.
Why? Because I'm jealous. Oh, you're on a work call? Oh, are they listening? Are you sure you're on mute? Okay. Any of your coworkers hot? Okay, he just closed the door. Okay, so look, we start out the gate. Okay, they troubled. They are troubled. Alicia and Tyler, first of all, they should not be married. And I'll tell you, the overall premise of this is they all are swapping because they don't want to be married. Alicia and Taya, the women, don't want to be married to their husbands. They truly want a husband swap. And why they're not doing it, I don't know. So Tyler and Alicia got married when they were 18 and 20. They're a closed quad, which means they do not bring in other people, but they're in this foursome. Then we meet Taya and Sean. Sean's the bald guy who is going to be very problematic. Why? Because Sean declares himself on last night's episode that he will give you his opinion unsolicited. Oh, terrific. You know? Great. Just what we need. Another man who won't hold back. This guy seems like he is one sentence away from being canceled. Now, do I think the guy is homophobic or transphobic or something? Probably. I feel like this man is he going to do some inappropriate racist joke? Like, I just feel this guy is going to go. Have you heard the one about the 2 Asian guys? We're going to be like, Sean, no. Something about him is just too out there, okay? And this is where they declare from the jump they are not swingers. And they kind of look down on swingers. They basically say, look, we're not swingers. We have rules, and we're about building a family, okay? How dare you accuse us of being swingers with pineapples around our house and white rocks in the driveway, all right? We're not here to get our rocks off. We are here to raise well-functioning kids. Well, mistake number 1, you brought them into a closed quad and then you put them on TV. All right. It's over. So also, this is where Sean, I feel like, is problematic. Sean meets Taya at work. He was her supervisor. Isn't this what we just went through 10 years of Me Too and Time's Up? Now, I know that's not entirely true. When I worked at Fox 5, if you started dating somebody who was your boss, we had to do like 1,000 different trainings. You had to disclose it immediately. Of course, most of the people were married. So I guess, like, what am I going to disclose to HR? Oh, well, I'm fucking the boss. But you know what? Guess what? He's married. I mean, of course not, right? That didn't happen, by the way. I just feel like I need to clarify that. Lord. Anyway, so, you can date somebody at work, but I think you're supposed to disclose, even if you're dating somebody that's not your superior, Anyway, I don't know. Fox was so incestuous. Like a bunch of people got married there. There were affairs. It was crazy. Anyhow, moving on. So the girls have their own rooms, and we know that the men go back and forth. They bring their pillows back and forth at night. They bring their toothbrushes. And Sean and Tyler declare that the two men have never hooked up, okay? They've never had a drunken high night where all of a sudden they're doing a White Lotus scene where one of the guys is watching and the other one is giving him a handy. Never has happened, okay? Taya and Alicia, on the other hand, well, of course, the gals have been gal curious. Now, at first, Alicia tries to go, oh, no, we never have. And then Taya's like, well, kind of, because I'm pansexual and there's just been moments where I figured, I didn't want to leave you out, What? I need to get far more adventurous in my sex life, okay? Taya and Alicia have hooked up and Sean loves it, absolutely loves it, says that alcohol helps. Okay, great. Not going over to their house. And then also, Taya says that, or Taya, I should say, I'm sorry, Alicia. Alicia says, because Alicia's married to, this is why I'm saying you can't drink and watch this show, okay? Alicia is married to Tyler, shouldn't be. She should be with Sean because it's obvious from the jump. We learned this lesson with Sister Wives, but it's obvious from the jump that Alicia and Sean have far more chemistry, and so do Taya and Taylor. They're like, they all should just do a wife swap and be done with it, but then we wouldn't have a reality show. So it's always was Tyler's fantasy to have a threesome. Tyler is the biggest pushover. It's always the men that are sleepers that are sexual deviants. This guy, he doesn't want to hurt a dandelion's feelings, but apparently when it comes to threesomes, he loves to get down. So they had experimented with threesomes before. Okay, so then they all kind of meet and they decide, and I believe it was Taya and Tyler who began to look for another couple. All right. And that's how they all bring into the mix. Now, Taya and Tyler also have two kids, Dylan and Raina. This will be very significant because they have made, one of the rules that they've made is they all can parent, even though, of course, two of them are not biological parents of the kids. It's crazy. Then so they have Dylan and Raina, and those were Alyssa and Tyler's. Oh my God. See, I can't even. Alicia and Tyler. Oh my God, this is the most confused review anyone's ever done. Alicia and Tyler. Okay, so Alicia and Tyler are two people that should not be married. All right, but they are. They don't look like they physically fit and they don't emotionally fit. But Alicia and Tyler's kids are Dylan and Raina. Okay. They claim that they were really worried about the kids being bullied when they entered into this quad. But don't worry, the kids understand a lot and they all had conversations, and so they're willing to put them on TV. Are the checks that big? Are the checks that big? Then Barrett and Carver, also born to Barrett was born to Alyssa, but Taya has had Carver and now Quentin, who she's pregnant with and going to be induced on episode 1, which aired last night. Taya, I love. Like, the makeup is great. And she's I like Taya. Very cool. Makeup I'm obsessed with. The eyelashes are like a little much. It's a little caterpillar-like, but okay. And Taya confesses that, you know what, the best part about living the quad life is that it lets you bring out the best in each other. Now, to me, it seems like these guys are doing the quad thing on this show because they can't afford a nanny. That seems like what it is, and a chef. Because basically they go, yeah, Alyssa's more of the parent. Sean works all the time and pays, or Tyler works all the time and pays the bills. Sean is a little dictator. Oh, we've got this farm, which Taya really loves to get fresh eggs. Basically sounds like these guys needed someone to do the laundry and make dinner. So they were like, hey, let's do a foursome. That's what it seems like. And also, I swear, I oh my God, you guys, I couldn't stop with this show. It almost seems like they're like, I just have a new sponsor, Skylight Calendar, which I'm sure they're probably not going to like this association, but they almost seemed like an in real life Skylight Calendar. They did, right? They really, Skylight Calendar, what it does is it organizes your entire life and it essentially assigns everybody in your family, like, oh, you make dinner and here's every ingredient you need to get. And oh, you go and drop the mail off. And okay, it's your night to parent. They're a walking Skylight Calendar. Go to skylightcal.com/TSFS, $30 off your 15-inch. They have rules, of course, for this quad, of course, right? We're not out here willy-nilly, all right? We're like a quad with rules, okay? We have standards. So some of the rules are that the night that the woman is with whoever, right? Alicia's with Tyler, then you cannot switch, okay? Taya can't just pop into Tyler's room because they've done that. There have been nights where one person actually wants to be with somebody else. They've done that move and everybody ends up upset. Not anymore. So if you're with your man on a certain night, you don't have to bone him, but you got to sleep in that room with him, okay? You can still hug and kiss your other man, but you got to stay with the man you've been assigned. Okay, they have sex boundaries as well because, they all have to kind of know who's doing who because they've all gotten jealous before in the past. We find out Taya is going to be induced in this episode. Well, episode 2. But anyway, she has gestational diabetes. She's got Quentin on the way. Going to be induced. So a lot of it is like them beginning to figure out like the birthing plan, right? And this is the other like shocking thing. They don't know who the daddy is. Okay. They have no idea who the daddy is. So they don't know if it's Sean and they don't know if it's Tyler. And in episode 1, which we know they changed their minds, of course, for reality TV, they have said we're not going to find out because it could produce jealousy, problems in the family. So Quentin and Carver, they don't know who the daddies are. Could be Sean, could be Tyler. They all trade nights so often, every other night. Who knows? Who knows whose seed? All right. What? They don't care because they just want to have a family. Okay. Taya and Sean, they just knew they wanted to have a family. So they don't care and they're willing to trade. I can tell you right now, it's Tyler. That sensitive soul, he be spreading that seed left and right. The dude seems fertile. What am I basing that on? Nothing but that beard. All right. I don't know. And Sean and Tyler basically also hate each other, by the way. You also need to know that. Okay. They hate each other. Sean declares if the two of them were in real life, they would never be friends. So if they weren't in this poly quad, they would never be friends. Love the foreshadowing here. This is setting us up for the beginning of the end. This is giving me Sister Wives season 1, episode 1 vibes when Meri, all the women were like crying beside themselves when they met Robyn. Robyn was like a young 30-year-old, snatched, divorced, 3 kids, dropping the soulmate word. It was, if we could have gone back, of course, all the women say they would never do it differently. We had a fox in the hen house back then. We got 2 foxes. We've got 2 fighting cocks in the hen house, and it ain't gonna work. Okay. And Tyler is super sensitive, which is also not good for him. The producers ask them who's the better kisser. They ask the women. They want Taya and Alicia to go, who's a better kisser? Well, it's Sean, because Sean has these plump, full lips. Tyler's lips are apparently pencil thin and hard to find in that beard. Sean and Taya head to the hospital, and they're laying out the birthing plan, and essentially, which I think is actually smart. This was one of the things I thought they did that was smart, is that Taya's going to give birth and Alicia is the number 1 that's going to be in there. The girls got to stick together. What's fascinating, and I guess with Sister Wives, at first I thought the women got along, but what's very interesting is the women seem to get along in PolyFamily and the dudes are at odds. So in that regard, if the women are united, can it work out better? Just saying. I thought, so their birthing plan, I think, actually made sense. That was one of the rules I thought, okay, that one makes the most sense. They spend a lot of time talking about how much, they like the other spouse, meaning Alicia and Taya. So Alicia and Taya talk about, like, Alicia, who is married to Tyler, is all about Sean. They go grocery shopping together. They're type A personality. Sean going to give you his opinion no matter what. And then Taya and Tyler, total match. Total match. She's more easygoing, so is he. She's like pansexual. He loves a threesome. Okay. Now, the other thing that we did last night, a lot went down in this episode. We also begin to find out how their families feel about them in this closed poly quad. Tyler's dad, not cool with it at all. Sane man. Taya's uncle hates it, but Taya's mom is the one who's the most accepting. They bring out Taya's mom. Taya's mom, that bitch looks so good. She's like me, 43. They don't say her age, but she looks so young on the show. She's got like 5 grandkids. Her daughter's grown. I'm like, did Taya's mom have her when she was like 19? She's completely cool with it. She's like, yeah, I had some reservations, but I love my daughter and I met everybody. And hey, you know what? It works for them in this quad life. Alicia's family, not cool with it at all. She has a step parent and her biological parent not down whatsoever. So they're planning on having this baby. They're going down to the hospital. They're figuring out the plan. We'll see how it goes. And Sean and Tyler have a bit of a moment because what happens is one of the kids, we have the 2 older children. Raina is grounded. So Raina is grounded. By the way, this is Tyler's biological daughter. And she lied. So she's grounded, and in their parenting rules, because they didn't get into a lot of that, because that's going to be coming down the line, except for basically Tyler begins to lay the groundwork for this whole thing blowing up by saying, it's been really hard for me to, when I was just married to my wife, I had to make some concessions, but now I'm making even further concessions. I only have like a fourth of the say. And the dude probably has less because he admits that he's like, he struggles to have a backbone. So Raina is grounded, and her own biological dad comes home from work, works his guts out to support this family, and wants to spend a few minutes with his daughter. And Sean has the nerve, sits at the table. Sean's a pain. Sits at the table and sits there and goes, yeah, Raina, you can't talk. No, Raina, no talking. You're grounded. You've lost all privileges, and you and Tyler like to kiki too much, so I'm going to shut this down. Can you imagine your own biological kid? I don't give a crap. I'm in this poly quad family. You can eat it. You think I'm not talking to KJ? And by the way, I'm the one that sets the rules. I can break them, but not the kids. You know what I'm saying? Do as I say, not as I do. You guys. Sean's too much for me. Sean's like that guy. He's like that stickler. I know. I'm a pushover parent. And the problem is, Schman is too. But we're not going to have spoiled brat children. I don't care. I will put my foot down. I'm actually probably a little bit more the disciplinarian than Schmanster. So, yeah, Sean cuts off Tyler, the biological dad who works his booty off. Oh, hell no. Hell no. So then in a turn of events, Sean, Tyler want to talk to the women about this. So Tyler goes to Alicia. Odd match. Such an odd match. Bizarre. Okay. And she is taking an earwax camera that you can watch on your cell phone as somebody goes into your ear and digs out the earwax. You have the pleasure of watching. There's a camera on the earwax cleaner. I love TLC more than anything. These guys, I swear, they have to sit around and strategize. How can we make this even odder? Okay. An earwax camera where Tyler is talking about his feelings while watching Alicia dig out earwax from his ear. Brilliant. And scene. It is so good. By the way, now I actually want that earwax camera. I feel like I have excessive earwax, so I kind of want that. And at the same time, then we pop over to Sean and Taya. And Sean, because Taya's like 9 months pregnant, is shaving her legs in bed. Who shaves their legs in bed? First of all, when you were pregnant, didn't you just have like a non-slip mat in your, or didn't you just like sit in your shower or have a non-slip mat and just put your foot up and you could shave your own legs? No? Did your man shave your legs when you were pregnant? These scenes are off the chain. I cannot. And they're all talking about trying to come together as a family. Anyhow, we wrap up the show with those bizarre scenes. Who shaves their legs in bed? Can you imagine getting into bed and feeling those tiny hairs and trying to make out? And then all of a sudden you're like pulling out, oh, what's that? Oh, just Taya's leg hair from the bed. All right, let's get back to it. What? Who are these people? Who are these maniacs? Oh my God. I need a drink. It was crazy. A show that I started out saying never drink and watch because you will not be able to follow along ends up making you want to drink and watch. Okay, before I talk about my own baby journey and Meri Brown, go big podcasting. Go big podcasting. Today is it, by the way. Final day to take advantage of code TikTok20. This is a fabulous Mother's Day gift. Do you know a woman in your life, your sister-in-law? Has she always wanted to start a podcast? She needs Go Big Podcasting by Sarah Fraser with the code TikTok20, 20% off. You can buy her podcasting for pros for less than $200 with the code. And she can learn how to start her podcast, grow it, and begin to monetize. Podcasting ain't going anywhere. When I started out 8 years ago, they said, maybe it'll be a $35 million business. It was nearly a $3 billion advertising business. And by the way, all that money is not just going to Alex Cooper. It's going to podcasters nationwide and of all sizes. GoBigPodcasting.com. You can even get started with a podcast for my Podcasting 101 course for just $9, and you can use the promo code there too. Or if you're not a course galley, we can work together one-on-one with my podcast consulting. You can also sign up for that at gobigpodcasting.com. The people that work with me for my consulting are people that have podcasts and are kind of ready to give up because they don't know the secrets and the tips of how you can make six figures podcasting. You could be making thousands of dollars, but are you advertising in the right places? Are you hosting your podcast on the right platform? Are you monetizing? I will show you all the ways. GoBigPodcasting.com, TikTok 20 off of my courses, or you can sign up for consulting there. Also, as a reminder, too, tomorrow night, David Yontef and I team up for our virtual live podcast event, 7 o'clock Eastern time. Still a few tickets left. You can get them at Eventbrite or just simply go to the link in my bio and boom, sign up there. It's going to be such a fun night. You can ask us anything about pop culture, our business, our relationships, and we answer those questions. Best questions get prizes. Grab a cocktail, grab a pair of pajamas. So eventbrite.com, just search Sarah Fraser or David Yontef. We'll see you then. Meri Brown hopped on a TikTok last night with a creator. I'm L.I. I think it's Lee. I think it's Lee is how she says it. Loves, Lee's like covers pop culture, LGBTQI plus stuff. So they were on for quite a while. Meri revealed a lot. Now, I love Meri. She's been on my show with her girl, Jen. They'll come back someday. But Meri, first of all, seems over the show. I'm going to be straight up. She's over it, and she's over answering questions about Robyn and Kody, period. Now, she does a great job of trying to hang in there, but she says over and over while thousands of people are in the comments, what do you think of Robyn's doll collection? What do you think about Robyn's doll collection? She's like, I've never seen them. I don't own dolls. I don't give a rip about dolls. I think anybody that collects more than 20, creepy as fuck. She didn't say that. And actually, that would be me because I still own like 110 dolls. But anyhow, I kind of bond with Robyn over that. Anyhow, so there you go. She was not interested in talking about Kody and Robyn. She says she doesn't know anything about the doll collection and she doesn't speak to Kody and Robyn. So I did think that was fascinating because I thought, well, there goes my theory. Kody has said, because everybody's like, Sarah, he's the biggest flip-flopper of all time. But he said that he wants to reconcile with the women and at least be friendly with them. Meri indicated they don't talk at all unless they have to. And that includes Robyn. It's over. So Meri seems a little done with the show. She also revealed a couple other things. Lizzie's Heritage Bed and Breakfast is going to become a small event space in Parowan, Utah. I'm going. I'm going to see if I can do a live podcast show there. Heck yeah. It's going to become a small event space. So Meri's not going to live there. A lot of people thought that. And the other thing that she revealed is they are filming for season 20. I don't think that was such a big secret. People have posted things on Reddit, but they are filming. And she does reveal, I thought this was fascinating. She sort of threw producers under the bus and she was like, yeah, the producers came to me recently. They wanted me to say something on camera, do something on camera. And I said, no, I'm not doing it. That isn't true. That's not the way it went down. I am not doing that. And then Lee, the host, was kind of like, okay, can you tell us more about how reality TV is shot? Meri didn't want to get into too much of it because obviously she's still under contract. They're going to at least have a season 20. But Meri looked great. She's living her life. She's going out on a date, she said. So it was really good. It was good. I love Meri. It seems a little bit like she's ready to be over this show. But again, I mean, if they're going to pay you big bucks to stay, and at this point, you kind of know the routine, take the money. Especially because Worthy Up, it helps Worthy Up. I think Meri will write a book someday soon. Christine's book is coming out, which I'll absolutely read. I just don't think it's going to spill much tea because the show is still on the air. Okay, lastly, my own egg donor update. So first of all, I just wanted to share this with you, and hopefully you'll just send me good vibes like I try to send you guys and give you guys good energy every day. But my HCG level was under 5. So that's the first time since I had my miscarriage and DNC, which was 1st of March, I guess, probably March like 7th I had that. So the HCG slowly came down this time, but that's a great sign because I'll pick up my normal menstrual cycle. I have to have a normal menstrual cycle, which hopefully will happen in May, and then I should know more. I mean, for sure, we're going to be doing an egg donor baby transfer this summer. I'm so excited. Schman and I are wearing condoms, okay? I ain't messing around. I took y'all's advice last January. I went on this podcast and I go, should we give it one more go? I did. Knocked up. Honey, I could get knocked up if blinking 3 times and turning around, okay? I just got to be able to keep the baby. And I think at 43, it's just really hard. I think it's your egg quality. I don't know, though. I had to listen to, I'm sure a lot of you guys have seen this guy, The Medical Medium, which I'm sure everyone has mixed feelings about. But The Medical Medium is a guy who alleges that he talks to spirit like he talks to God, and God has given him medical advice. He shares it, and it's come true. Now, it does appear like some of the things that he has called out, heavy metal detoxes are very problematic. I mean, how many times do they test women's breast milk? It's filled with carcinogens. He talks about that. He's known as the celery juice diet cleanse guy. That was one of his claim to fames. And then he was on the His and Hers podcast, and he also talked about something else that everybody, I think it's immune disorders, that there's no such thing as your body and your immune system attacking itself. That does not exist. Anyhow, he was super fascinating. But then I listened to that stuff and I'm like, God, should I just do a heavy metal detox? And then I can probably carry my own child. But I try to say to myself, Sarah, a heavy metal detox is probably great and won't hurt you, but you are 43, bitch. And yes, it happens. I know a lot of you guys are 43, 44. You get preggers naturally. You have a healthy baby. You are so lucky, but I don't know if it's in the cards for me. I think my next baby is meant to come through egg donor and then foster to adopt. So we'll see. Anyhow, wanted to just share that little piece of good news with you. Got a whole stacked roster of shows this week. David Yontef is up tomorrow with Bravo News. Our live show is tomorrow night. Also, I think I'm going to rerun this week. Be looking for it on Sunday, that Meri Brown and Jen, her bestie, interview. It's so popular. People want to hear some updates, so I'll play it in its entirety. Okay. Bye, everybody.